I'm really making good progress now, and I'm walking at low tide on the seabed in the shadow of Holy Island. About 700 years ago, the monks of Lindisfarne Priory started cultivating oysters here. Well, that tradition died out in the 19th century. But in 1989, a local farmer had found oysters here at low tide, and the tradition was revived.
The waters are too cold here for them to actually reproduce. So we buy the seed in and put them in the mesh bags with a small size mesh so they don't fall out. And then every 6 months, I say, we open a mesh bag and split into 2 bags so they have more room to grow. And that process will carry on until they're about full size when we can harvest them, which is about 3 or 4 years. But I think the beauty of where they are and the naturalness of where they are is partly why we get the quality of the oyster, really. They don't always look the most palatable, and there's either a love-hate relationship with an oyster.
Delicious.
Go down all right?
Yeah, oh, that's superb. From Helen and Christopher's farm, it's just a short drive across the causeway to a place which has inspired Christians for generations, the Holy Island of Lindisfarne. I'm here to meet my old friend, singer and musician Barbara Dickson, who draws strength from the island's spiritual history.
I love the remoteness of this place, and I do think that the weather's got something to do with it. If it was terribly warm, you could be in Barbados and it wouldn't quite feel the same. There's something to do with I think the harshness of the weather, but there is a wild beauty without a doubt. And there is this great spirituality, this ancientness here in Lindisfarne. The evidence all around us here of St Cuthbert and St Aidan and their great journey that they made here, you know, to evangelise this area. I mean, it's just steeped in history.
You seem to have an affinity, you mentioned St Cuthbert, with all the Celtic saints, really.
I do, I love them. The muscular Christians, you know, they led an austere and hard life. And they were totally dedicated and at one with their environment and went out there and spread the gospel, and I think that was wonderful.
Is it important for you to try and live your life, you know, following the saints of the past?
Well, it's a very difficult job, and of course we are separated by many centuries from them and their lives. But there is a simplicity in the message of the Celtic Church, and this thing with being steeped in nature, which the Church very often has lost now, but there was that lovely aspect of it, and all the prayers which appreciate nature and the sea and the wildlife.
Tell me about the song "The Sky Above the Roof."
It's a wonderful song. I heard a child sing it in a school concert, and I thought it was so wonderful, and I didn't know why, but then I found out it was written by Vaughan Williams. That's why it was
Not
good.
a bad composer.
Yeah, and then the words I heard, because they have a great sadness and a poignancy, were written by Verlaine, where Verlaine was in prison and aware of the world outside, but was incarcerated. So it's an awareness of the sky and the trees and a bird singing and a bell ringing in the distance, but being unable to really connect with it.